One of the most incredible things about lamb is you can quite easily go with olive oil, salt, pepper on the barbecue and it's still gonna be incredible. But lamb loves a little bit of spice. It can handle it because it's got that nice, rich, gamey flavor. And especially these lamb cutlets here, don't get them French. You want that fat running down the bone. That's where so much of the flavor is gonna come from. And we are all about flavor. So this is a really, really simple marinade. We'll kick it off. We've got a couple of cloves of garlic. I'm just gonna grate into the bowl. Nice and fine. Okay, so we've got a couple of cloves of garlic in there that we've just finely grated. That's one of the beautiful things about a simple tool like a grater. Even if you're making pastas or you're making a risotto and you want to get that garlic really, really fine and you're not a master of knife skills, just use a grater. Use it for your garlic, use it for your onions. A simple tool, but it gives you really, really good results. So we've just gone in with a couple of tablespoons of good extra virgin olive oil, and the spice mix that we're using today, there are a couple of them, but we're only using a little bit of each. So it's going to give us a nice complexity of flavor, and they're nothing too outside of the box. Half a teaspoon of ground cumin, half a teaspoon of the ground coriander, and half a teaspoon of the ground turmeric. And we're also using curry powder, good teaspoon of curry powder. And this one is optional, but I'm a big fan, especially because of the nice bit of fat that's on that lamb. A little bit of heat is really going to complement that, and the fat will help to control it, and it's not going to get away from you. It's not going to be over the top. About half a teaspoon of the chili powder will do the trick, and a couple of teaspoons of brown sugar. Now, this is just going to assist when we're barbecuing. Yes, it's going to give you a little bit of sweetness, but it's also going to kick along the caramelization, which is what we want on the lamb. Because they're only nice thin cutlets, they won't be on there for an incredible amount of time. They will cook quite quickly. So if we can just give that char a little bit of assistance, give it some brown sugar, and you'll get some beautiful results on that lamb. And finally, just a real generous pinch of salt. I'd say about a tablespoon of salt, that's fair enough. That'll give us enough to start seasoning the lamb, and then once it's barbecued, we'll finish it with a little bit more salt. All right, so now I'm just gonna combine all of that, whisk it together. And if you find that you haven't got, I guess, enough marinade in there, you can just throw a little bit more olive oil in. There's definitely enough spice and enough seasoning in there. So if you just need a bit more to coat the lamb that you've got, just a little bit more olive oil, and that'll help work it around. So we'll just throw them all in. It's a lot easier. And then just sort of rub them up against each other around the bowl. Make sure you get a good even coverage on all of them. And then lock it away for, if you can afford an hour, that'd be great to put in the fridge. I always like whenever I'm grilling meat, if you can take it out of the fridge 20 minutes before you put it on the barbecue, just knock the chill off it, let it come up to temperature, and it's gonna cook a lot more evenly. If you go straight out of the fridge onto a hot barbecue, the outside's gonna cook, it's still gonna be a little bit raw in the middle. It's not what we want. Now, the ingredients that we've put in here, I can't impress on you guys enough. Recipes are just guides, especially when it comes to flavors, seasoning. Chili is an incredibly personal thing. Everyone's got a different threshold. So for you, if that's the one ingredient that you're like, I don't know whether that dish is for me, just leave it out. Just simply leave it out. It's not for you. If you want to use half of it, if you want to double up because you love the heat, it's entirely up to you. But just use recipes as guides and tailor them to your own palate, because food's personal, and everyone's got a different flavor. So there's nothing wrong with that. All right, the cutlets are well and truly coated. I'm just gonna throw it in the fridge for about half an hour, and then we'll come back and we'll throw them on the barbie. All right, so the lamb's been locked away for about half an hour, and then we brought it out for a 15-minute breather just to come up to temperature, knock the chill off it. This is obviously at smoking point, so we're ready to barbecue. Now, one by one, lay them down. That's the noise we're after. The smell coming off that already is insane. And giving it that 40 minutes in the fridge, all of that flavor is gonna well and truly penetrate into the flesh. Just make sure that all those cutlets have got really good contact with the pan. So you've just got to give them a little press down, just to make sure that they haven't arched up and that midsection of the cutlet isn't raised away from the griddle, which is where we want to get some really good bar marking. And again, you're going to see how that brown sugar is going to come into play, and hopefully it's going to give us some really nice colour in the short amount of time that these are going to be on the grill. All right, so we've had these cutlets down for a couple of minutes on this side. I'll just give it a quick flip and see how we're looking. Beautiful. Hope the rest of them look like that. That's looking pretty tidy. There's, as you can see, just these little bits around here, that's where the brown sugar really starts to come into play. Because they haven't been on for that long, it's hard to get that caramelization really, really quickly. So the brown sugar is what makes that happen. Aside from giving it a beautiful sweetness to round out all that spice, it's playing a crucial role in helping to get that caramelization. All right, they are beautifully cooked. We're gonna get them off. And I know you've probably heard it all before about resting. So you wanna give these guys, you know, 4 or 5 minutes just to chill out, let them reabsorb all of their beautiful juice before you serve them. I don't know, I'm sure you guys can see that at home. This kitchen is absolutely chock-a-block full of smoke. That's one of the best things about having a good indoor griddle. You get that room-filling effect and you can smell how good these are gonna be already. I'm sure you guys have heard it all before, but it is so crucial to let that meat rest after you've grilled it. They are a muscle, they've just been through some intense heat. You need to let them relax. If you take that to the table, cut it open, bite into it, it's all the juices are still moving around and they will release, and that's not what you want. Let it settle down, let it relax, let it gather its thoughts, and then you're good to go. Can we open up a window? It's all happening in here. The lamb's rested, the smoke's disappeared, I can see what's going on again. Now, the very, very simple accompaniment that we're gonna put with this lamb is just a basic garden salad. And the reason being, we've just rammed so much flavor into those cutlets. Whatever you're gonna pair it with, keep it simple, keep it refreshing. So this one, just some beautiful mixed leaves, good olive oil, squeeze a lemon, bit of salt. And then if you guys wanted to serve it with a bit of yogurt or labna, would be incredible with the lamb. And you know, I know you're gonna be watching this going, geez, that's really simple, Matty, come on. But that's all you gotta do. And I guess that the purpose of doing this is to show you, if you're gonna have something that is the flavor bomb and the hero of your meal, balance it out and keep it simple. Let that lamb shine. You've put all the flavor in there. Now all you wanna do is complement it and refresh it and have a wholesome meal. So there you go, guys. It's springtime. There's spring lamb, spiced up, barbecued, really, really quick, simple garden salad. An absolute winner for this time of year.